Welcome to Dr. Schmidt's Alien Universe. I'd like to comment on a few items. First of all, with respect to hidden scientific articles and principles, there's something called the Marconi dynamo gyro. I found it in an article about honeybee flying saucers with Kohler converters. The article looks like this. The Kohler converter is a free energy device that has 6 very strong permanent magnets aligned end to end with the north and south, and they have wires wrapped around the permanent magnets. It's like a free energy battery. When the battery works as long as the magnets retain their strength, and the magnets wear out, the battery loses its power and you have to replace the magnet. In the body of the article, they talk about the Marconi spherical vortex dynamo gyro, a giant hollow sphere of spinning mercury which produces an electromagnetic field around the craft that lifts it from the ground. And these devices are round circular balls, and they're typically displayed in the German flying saucers. You'll see a German flying saucer diagram, like the honeybee flying saucer, and you'll see these round things in the middle. They're also similar to what Joseph Farrell, PhD, has described as the German bell. Basically, they have these containers, and they use charged mercury vapor that's under high pressure, and they spin around very fast. And as it spins around, it's charged, so it spins around in a strong magnetic field. And as it spins around, it produces a gravito-electric field, which forms. You have to have a toroidal-shaped or donut-shaped strong magnetic fields over the device, and then it forms a Fibonacci spiral-shaped electric field that points straight down, and that's what they use for the anti-gravitational push. So that's a very interesting idea. The Marconi was, of course, the Italian counterpart of basically, he was the Italian counterpart of Tesla for the Italians. He was kind of like the Italian Tesla in his day. And but many of the discoveries of Marconi, some of them went back to Tesla. Tesla was the one that ultimately received credit for some of, at least some of Marconi's work, but he was also a very talented electrical scientist like Tesla. And then there's another article. It's by Colonel Thomas Bearden, who's a retired U.S. Army colonel, and he talks about the Tesla scalar electrostatic potential longitudinal wave. And this wave is a two-dimensional wave instead of like a three-dimensional electromagnetic wave. And basically, sometimes they call it the Tesla wave. The Tesla scalar electrostatic potential longitudinal wave causes an instantaneous stress and pressure on space-time itself, and a measure of the intensity of the virtual state of flux through the four-dimensional space-time point. This Tesla stress wave can affect either space or time individually, or both space and time simultaneously. The Tesla wave can either move spatially with time flowing linearly, move temporally, or sitting at a point and waxing and waning in magnitude, but changing the rate of flow of time itself. So Thomas Bearden talks about the Tesla electric wave. This is another important scientific idea that needs to be explored when you're talking about building anti-gravitational craft. The Tesla wave can also affect the rate of flow of time itself, and every other field, including the gravitational field. So this Tesla wave, which is not talked about much, is involved in changing time, space-time, and gravity. This is a very interesting concept, and it's not usually taught in engineering schools or taught in mainstream physics. This is basically ignored. I believe this is all classified information, and in secret the Black Project people know all about it, but they're not telling us. We need to redevelop and rediscover these technologies so we can use these technologies to build our own anti-gravitational machines. We need to build our own UFOs and stop driving gas-guzzling cars and trucks. We need the technology for ourselves. We need to use this. The general public needs this